Another apartment building in Windham? I think not. Here's a before picture of the Murray Building at 699 Main Street in downtown Willimantic, and here's the after. And that's just the outside. The renovations to the inside are nothing short of spectacular. What a transformation over the past 9.5 years. Meet the mayor of Windham, Tom DeVivo, and Barbara McGrath, president of NCCDC, the Northeastern Connecticut Community Development Corporation, the organization behind the project.
We're in this beautiful space. It's a beautiful building. It's been renovated to the nines. Yes. 16 units in this. What was the building prior to this?
It was built originally as a mercantile building back in the late 1800s, and when we first moved here, my husband bought his shirts, and it was a clothing store, a men's clothing store. Then they closed, and it was a variety of things, and then it was vacant for a while. NCCDC bought it in 2014, and we have been working since then to complete it. So we're hopeful that within the 10-year period, we will actually have tenants be able to move in here.
That's right. This one bedroom that we're in right now will be home to a family that qualifies to live here.
Because this is a state-funded and federally funded program, a project, we have Department of Housing vouchers, and only people who meet certain eligibility requirements will be eligible to live here.
The building is set to be finished within the next month and a half.
Historic renovation is not done often at this level. I mean, it's a real historic renovation of an old building sitting that's that vacant, and I'm excited. I'd like to have an apartment myself, but I don't think I'm going to qualify.
We're not eligible.
And of course, the Murray Building has retail space, and this is it. Looking for a perfect retailer, this is going to be all windows across the way. How beautiful is that going to be? You have to be very proud of this.
I am, but I'm going to be most proud when we can welcome our first tenants.
We're going to leave the Murray Building right now, which is just about done, and head over to the Foster Building, which, as you can see, is under renovation. I'm here with Matt Vertife. He's the Director of Development, also with Jim Rivers, who's the town manager. We're taking a look at this big, beautiful building behind us. How long has that been sitting empty?
It had been sitting empty for about 10 years.
Okay.
It had been used for offices, for DSS for a number of years. And a long time ago, it was a bank.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. And what are the plans for it now?
Retail on the first floor, all apartments upstairs. So 3 different floors of apartments upstairs. This is all going to be market rate housing.
Market rate housing.
They're gearing it towards students.
Okay, terrific.
Like grad students from Eastern and Yukon.
This is what the new Foster Building at 664 Main Street will look like when it's complete.
What kind of work has gone into the building so far?
So they are about, I'd say about half done. There was a lot of cleanup that needed to be done, a lot of pulling out of the old partitions, and now they've got the new partitions, all the windows. They're starting to work on the facade outside. So I'd say they're about half done the project at this point.
And when do you think it'll be estimated to be done?
Well, I'm thinking about 6 to 8 months is what we're told by the developer.
Yeah.
6 to 8 months.
6 to 8 months.
Housing and retail.
Yeah.
Another boom for Willimantic.
Again, it's just completing the picture here. We've done a lot of projects that have been infrastructure driving more investment. This is private investment, no grants from the state. Where that last project we looked at was a state grant funded project. This one is all private money. So we're seeing more and more interest in investing in Windham.
We move down the street a bit to the next project underway in town, 819 to 833 Main Street.
Our next stop in Willimantic takes us to the former Hotel Hooker, which was there for years, and it's been empty for years, right, gentlemen?
It's been empty since about 2005.
Okay.
Yeah, when it was finally condemned. It fell on tough times and a lot of deferred maintenance, and finally it was condemned. Had a lot of structural issues, but just unsanitary conditions in general.
And what's going to happen with it now?
So, local developer who we've been working with on other projects has bought it and the Nathan Hale project next door, which is another old hotel. And he's tearing down the Hotel Hooker and building a new building all the way around it that'll encompass the old Nathan Hale building It'll have 100 apartments upstairs and retail on the first floor.
And that's gonna, Jim, I mean, that's gonna go a long way for downtown Willimantic.
Yeah, downtown Willimantic, and especially the last 5 years, we have a project behind every building. It may look vacant now, but it takes years to bring some of these projects to fruition. Every building here has a project behind them. So this one's been in the works for a few years. We don't know when it'll be completed, but there's something going on. Investors keep coming to us, and the momentum is with us, and people want to be here in Willimantic now.
Here's what the finished project is expected to look like. Beautiful.
What's this building gonna be called, do we know?
Don't know yet.
Okay.
It could be called the Scott Haney Building.
It could be called the Scott Haney Building. What do you think?
And our final stop for the day takes us outside of the downtown area to 1315 Main Street.
Take a look at the shopping center. Of course, within the town of Windham, Willimantic specifically, it's the Planet Fitness shopping complex now. This was the old, and you're looking at the new.
That's where we meet up with Mayor Tom and Jim Bolano, Director of Economic and Community Development for Windham.
What are we doing here today, Jim? Talk to me about this promise that we have for Willimantic.
Well, Scott, we're trying to take a look at development in town, which has been growing aggressively over the last 5 years. So we're looking at buildings that were vacant and dead and have come back online during that time frame.
And it's not an overnight fix. This takes years to do.
Absolutely not. I've been here 8 years. Jim has been here probably 6 or 7 years. The mayor's lived here his whole life, but he's been in charge about 4 years. So yeah, it's an ongoing process. And it's laborious at times, but the payoff is when you see something like this behind us.
And talk to us about, talk to us about what's going on here, Tom. It's a beautiful renovation.
It has been a great renovation. We had an old Salvation Army here, and our regional access agency was here, and they've become all commercial, and it's really, we're always working to prove Windham is a great place to invest. It's a great place to develop. There's a lot of opportunity out here in the northeast corner, and I think that folks really do need to know what we're doing here. There's a lot happening in Windham.